Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to another sponsored Blade and Soul video. Now, while I usually do my whole sponsored spiel here at the beginning of these videos, first I just want to say a couple of things. For one, all ad revenue of this video will be donated to the Ethiopian Drought Relief via the Save the Children Foundation. I'm going to be letting you guys know more about that foundation at the end of this video. I've been doing charity for them for the past week, and I just want to do a quick shout out and let you guys know that I'm doing that. So if you want to skip to the end of the video to know about that, feel free. Otherwise, in this video, I am going to be giving you my first impressions on the Warlock class. Now, the Warlock class is not something that's exactly new to Blade and Soul. It's been out in the other regions for a pretty long time. We just got it over here in the West, and I've had quite a bit of playtime on it. I'm leveling one right now. You can hear me. I'm actually leveling as I'm recording this video. Figured I should be a little bit more effective with my time. I've gotten to play it through the early levels. I'm almost 32 right now, and I did get to play a level 45 Warlock over at the NCSoft office last week. So, initial impressions about the class. It's a hell of a lot of fun, especially while leveling. Now, I will say that while it is cool while leveling, it does feel pretty much like an incomplete class, and that's pretty normal in the early levels. But considering I've played the class all the way up to level 45, you have to remember that the Warlock class was designed specifically for level 50 balance, so only being able to play it at level 45, it basically resembles one of the weakest classes in the game. It's pretty much in a similar state to Blade Master right now, but Blade Master is even in a better state than the Warlock. So what makes the Warlock different from other casters in Blade and Soul? Well, like the Summoner, they do have a pet, though unlike the Summoner pet, it's not a permanent one. As you can see, I've summoned my Thrall right here, which is able to shoot range attacks. I'm able to command him to go in. He can suck enemies in near him. I can also make him jump back to me. And on top of that, he has a time limit. You can see it's sort of going down. He has 10 seconds left right next to my health bar. And he's also a lot harder to control. For example, I pretty much can only move him to me occasionally. My Q has such a long cooldown that per cast, I really can't do too much with the Thrall. So unlike Summoner, the pet is not a long-lasting pet. But that's pretty much the big thing when it comes to summoners, I'm sorry, warlocks, is that you pretty much are in management of a lot of very long cooldowns, and your goal as a warlock is to reduce those cooldowns however you can. For example, you can see this spell, Dragon Call, which is one of my favorites, and you'll see why now. It's very, very hard. Is one of your longest casting skills, and pretty much one of the biggest things you'll try to do with this class is get as many Dragon Calls as possible that are instant cast. They have a lot of different skills that can help you do that. You have some super crazy skills like Time Distortion, which, yes, does exactly like what it sounds like it does if you've played World of Warcraft. You have certain skills that you can put into it to shorten its cooldown. You can also use Spectral Orbs, which you can see I get from this skill, Wingstorm. And you can also do other things with it. There's a lot of ways to reduce the cooldown. Another way to get an instant cast one is to hit with 5 stacks of this, which I missed the stack, so you won't even get to see that until it comes off cooldown again. Let me just finish that up real quick. Alright. Can get the cooldown back a lot faster as well by having Spectral Orbs, by using certain skills that actually allow you to reduce its cooldown. One of my favorite things to do with Dragon Call is actually... Is this thing? Oh no, I'm escorting that person. One of my favorite things to do with Dragon Call is actually use a different skill. It doesn't really work that well out in the open world. However, Dragon Helix doesn't hit as hard, but it activates every time you get 3 Spectral Orb stacks, and it has an instant cooldown, it's instant cast. So if you have a spec that allows you to constantly generate Spectral Orbs, you can Dragon Helix very often. And it actually makes it so that if you're in a dungeon, you can use the skill a lot more often. Now, as you can see, my skill here, Wingstorm, actually generates 3 Spectral Orbs whenever I use it. Let's see if I can find an enemy that has a little bit higher health, because otherwise it's going to be pretty hard to do this properly. Alright, so this guy only has 5,000 health. So you can see I get the first 3, Dragon Helix. Second 3, Dragon Helix. And I didn't have a third one, but you're basically able to spam Dragon Helix several times back to back in conjunction with Wingstorm because it generates so many Spectral Orbs on hit. On top of that, there are a bunch of other things that you can put skills into. You also have the Leech skill, which you'll learn at level 30. This creates 3 Spectral Orbs on hit as well, and additionally, you can make it give you next Dragon Call and Wingstorm cooldown, or cast instantly when siphoned, resets the cooldowns of Dragon Call and Wingstorm, can paralyze enemies. So there's just a lot of things that you can do in order to constantly reduce cast times on your skills, as well as reset the cooldowns on those skills. And that really is the Warlock's main thing that it does. Now, the class does actually have a block. It also has a repel factor, which you'll see here in a second. You can knock enemies away, chain them still, then CC them down. Get the instant cast Wingstorm, which you won't really get to see me do much of because it has to recharge. Can I hit him with the third one? Nope. Oh, this one doesn't even become anything. Well, that's lame. And then you have a little bit of CC. You have some anti-CC as well. You can resist knockdowns with Sanctum, although you're unable to reset its cooldown by default. You have an ability called Bastion, which allows you to resist damage and status effects. I believe you can put points into that to actually increase the amount of attacks you can avoid. Resist 1 to 5 damage uses. Yes, there we go. And this, or you can make it give you a shield for 20% of your HP. It can recover you. So you have a lot of flexibility, but that to be said, the Warlock is extremely squishy. These skills help you remain safe, but it's pretty much as safe as a Force Master is going to feel. You're really just trying to set up as many instant cast Dragon Calls, or in this case, Dragon Helixes, as possible. You see if I can kill a few more of these enemies real quick and get a rough idea. No, not you? Nothing? You don't want to fight me? Oh, well, he wants to fight me. So you can chain him in place. Bam, bam, bam. Get the instant cast. Unless the NPC kills. I am not having a good time on this. Dragon Helix. There we go. And because they're branded, I can get these instant cast right mouse buttons as well. Cast instantly on the target location. Pierce's parry. You put different points in this. This can also decrease the cooldown of Dragon Call. It's a lot of fun. The most fun thing about leveling the Warlock is really just getting the big hits on your either your Dragon Helixes, your Ruptures, your Leeches. Just getting all the instant casts over and over and over again is very satisfying. To be honest, for the first several levels, pretty much all I did on this class, before I even had skill points, but I'm just going to put the skill points back into that for the time being, is I would basically walk up to an enemy. Okay, which one of these transform? There we go. I'd walk up to an enemy. I'd take 2.5 seconds cast Dragon Call, I'd one-shot them, I'd walk on to the next enemy, pretty much. It's a lot of fun. To be honest, one of the things while leveling up I found a little underwhelming was that you pretty much don't use your Thrall. Like, taking the time to stop and cast your Thrall, it almost never feels worth it at the low levels. That being said, obviously in dungeons, it's worth it a lot more. You have a lot of really solid party tools. One of the biggest ones I'll eventually be able to learn is actually on my tab. It's Obliterate, which you can turn into Soulburn. Soulburn gives party members access to awakened skills, which can either add critical hit rate, it can add stacks of bleed. It depends on which class we're talking about. For example, my awakened skill on Warlock is Awakened Rupture, which I'm going to have to move this over because of the thing. Awakened Rupture, it's still kind of in the way. Let me see if I can move it up a little bit more. There we go. Recovers 6 focus for 2 seconds upon critical, which everyone stacks critical in Blade and Soul. Decreases cooldown of Dragon Call by 3 seconds every time I use it. Defense and parry penetration. Creates a Spectral Orb on hit. And applies ebony damage when Rupture move 2 is learned. So basically I get a crap ton of Awakened Ruptures and my Dragon Call cooldown just plummets down pretty much. Or you can generate Spectral Orbs in order to access Dragon Helix even more often. So it's got a really cool effect, and it has an effect like that for all classes in the game. Sometimes on the loading screen it will explain to you what the different awakened skills do. Overall, I think the Warlock is fun, but like I said, it is weaker at 45 than the other classes are, since it is a class that was purely designed for level 50. We don't know when level 50 is coming out just yet, but I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on when that's happening. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and let me know how you're enjoying the Warlock class, or if you're not enjoying it at all, free to an opinion. Now, back to the thing I said at the beginning of the video regarding the charity. I've been doing charity streams for the past week for the Ethiopian drought relief via the Save the Children Foundation. I've been doing that on gamingforgood.net. I'll include a donation link in the description of the video below. We've currently raised over $2,200, and we're currently aiming for $3,000 before the end of the weekend. So if you'd like to donate, be sure to go to that link. By default, it's set to donate all the money to the Save the Children Foundation, and on top of that, you can actually generate points to buy games off gamingforgood.net. You can also, if you go over to my Twitch channel, you sub to that over there. I donate $1 for every sub or resub I get over on Twitch. And on top of that, brand new subs win a random game off Gaming for Good. And like I said before, all ad revenue for this video will be donated. That'll be calculated a week from the day that this video actually airs. I don't know if it won't be a lot, but it's something that I figure I can do with these sponsored videos to add a little bit more awareness to the event. Hopefully you guys can appreciate that, and we can move on to a couple more videos. I have a couple more Blade and Soul videos coming, some sponsored, some not, so just be on the lookout for stuff regarding Naryu Labyrinth and the 8th floor of Mushin's Tower. But anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video, and until then, take care.